Happy Taco Tuesday! It has returned, baby! Taco Tuesday is back! Tonight is gonna be a beef taco night. Tell me if any of you all are experiencing Taco Tuesday advertisements on your videos, because you probably should. We are live right now on Twitch TV. Doing a very early morning live stream, and I'm going to be posting this podcast later in the day, but probably maybe in the next couple weeks, I'm going to be a lot more freer in the afternoons to actually be doing live streaming than recording podcasts, so stay tuned for that. But I'm actually severely busy right now this afternoon and probably all of this week. But I will be streaming tomorrow and Thursday, along with Friday. Should be able to bang out a stream, and Saturday too, to record the pods, just probably relatively early. But yeah, happy Taco Tuesday. Like I said, I'm gonna be doing these pods live for recording on Twitch for streaming. And if you do want to join the stream, we're going to be utilizing some of the stuff that asking people in this Twitch chat. And obviously, it's no surprise because you saw the title of this video. Jagex deleted my account, Scariest Runescape Memories, what we're going to be focusing on today. Runescape in the background, primarily just AFKing, not really a whole lot going on. I still got to grind out a whole bunch of prayer, but otherwise that's pretty much about it for like RuneScape updates. Prayer still just an absolute money drainer, and I can't believe that prayer is just insanely expensive. And yeah, the chat is saying a whole bunch of things I really can't say here on FluffTube. Speaking about FluffTube. So I have been posting this on my social media, and I'll basically go over this once again. I did get a sponsorship, or rather Storyfire, a different content creator website, did actually reach out to me and ask me if I wanted to do a sponsorship, and I said absolutely with them. So I am being sponsored by them, and it is a free speech platform where you don't get censored for having old school NightmareRH style content. So every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm going to be posting videos over on Storyfire, username NightmareRH. Creating an account over there is completely free. Subscribing to me over there is completely free. And I just uploaded a PvP World continuation episode yesterday, so please check it out. And if you could take the time to definitely make an account and subscribe to me, that does help out my sponsorship. And like I said, creating an account and also viewing my content over there is it's completely free. Yeah. PKing videos are going over there, PVM videos, and we're going to be sticking to the pods because the pods are definitely working for the growth of this channel. We're actually, it's shocking, but we're actually gaining very, very new amount of awesome subscribers for the first time in a very long time on this channel. Should be at hopefully 2,008 subscribers, maybe in a couple weeks. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell. But otherwise, yeah, Storyfire, new video is going on there tomorrow. Definitely make sure you check that out. Otherwise, today, before we dive into this pod, and we do have notifications on as well. Mr. Cheddaroni, thank you for gifting one of the awesome subscribers a sub. Cheddaroni. I'm going to be adding a lot of cheddar tonight to my beef taco. Oh, it's definitely going to be yummy. Before we continue with this pod, or before you continue listening to this pod, think about, well, I should say this, because some people have also commented, I am working out a whole bunch of technical issues, and I think it's honestly a lighting aspect, because for some reason, my green screen just goes haywire whenever I don't have proper lighting. And it does show the difference. And right now, I'm actually surrounded by 6 monitors. Okay, so now my skin actually looks a lot normal, but the green screen looks a lot alienated. Now I look super like a white man, but now the green screen doesn't look alienated. So I think maybe I should just be super white. Let's go with that. I am actually very tan right now, believe it or not, but yeah. It's a lighting issue. I'm actually seriously considering just scrapping the green screen and just, like, having stuff maybe in the background. If you think that should be a better option, definitely let me know down below. But before you continue on with this pod, definitely think about the scariest RuneScape memory that you can actually, like, or have experienced in your RuneScapian lifespan. And I'm not talking about, like, the scariest RuneScape dream, because I've had some scary RuneScape dreams well before. I've had RuneScape dreams of losing my party hat, losing my bank, of somebody hacking my account, stealing my YouTube, which would essentially be the same thing as taking away my RuneScape account in a way. But that stuff has never happened. There's a difference between a dream, and then there's a difference between reality. So, before you continue watching this pod, think about the scariest time that something has actually happened to your account. It could be anything. And relive that memory, because looking back on this experience a couple years ago, it was actually a very frightening and painful experience. I actually did go into, like, a mini depression. It sucked. It was terrible. But yeah, now we're going to dive in to some bad NightmareRH memories. Yeah, Abbey Demons are not going very well on this game. But before we go ahead and dive into that, let's go ahead and see what some people on Twitch are saying. Scariest memory, hooba 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 haba haba haba, Mark Donalds. I don't really think that's like a scary memory. But sure. Miss the rants about hippie rangers. Worst. Here's one. The worst RuneScape nightmare related stuff. Having was dying, and then somehow my account getting automatically deleted with all expensive stuff in it. Did that actually happen to you though, Cody, or is that just like a dream? Scariest moment was getting lured north of the pub by the lumber yard. Oh, whoa! You wanna know what? Believe it or not, that's actually like one of the. Is that like one of the most common lures? Getting lured north of the pub by the lumber yard. I feel like that really is probably one of the most used lore out there, which is just absolutely terrible. Okay, Mr. Logitech C920E on sale from Amazon. Why are we all blurry? Let's go. Autofocus. For some reason, I got to click on autofocus, but then it looks like it's fixed now. Okay, cool. All right, so getting lured, that's obviously a terrible RuneScape memory. And it's even more terrible if you fall for the lore. That is agua, by the way. It would be great and nice if it had some gin in there. But no, can't be drinking this early. If I started drinking this early, I would be very non-functioning. Which means there'd be no pod episode. Alright, so check this out. This is the scariest memory that has ever happened to me, and this legitimately happened to me. So, this happened to me. Let me pull up the video here. Hopefully everyone on Twitch can go ahead and see this as well. Let's go ahead and move some stuff around. Come on. Come on. Stop being laggy. Okay, there we go. Locked RS3 accounts and a blast from the past. March 12, 2021. Hopefully you all can, see that. Or maybe you can, maybe you can't. Now, for some reason, I can't actually see. Oh, wait a second. I gotta change tabs. Let me change tabs over here very quickly. I am all messed up. OBS, you have screwed me again. What are you doing, man? Hang on one second. Nightmare needs to do some rearranging of his desktop. Speaking about technical issues, I need like a whole podcasting team. Seriously, I need like a Joe Rogan team over here. Okay, should be able to actually see this now. Let's see. There we go. Much better, much better, much better. Okay. Locked RS3 accounts, blast from the past. So, this actually legitimately did happen to me, and I ended up posting a video about it. I was actually living in Germany at this time, and at first I thought maybe Jagex had locked my account because I was in Germany. You all can see. Okay, good. That's good that you all can see. Let me make sure I just don't randomly log out of RuneScape, even though I probably should. No, having RuneScape in the background is actually good to have. Okay, so I was in Germany, and at first I honestly thought that my VPN was causing issues. Because for anyone who has ever been in the military, especially in different states, and especially in different countries, whether Europe, Middle East, Asia, or anywhere, there is a good chance that Jagex may lock your account. This actually happened to me when I was deployed 2011, 2012. My account would get locked constantly. I was in a couple different states in the U.S. Before I deployed for training, and my account got locked all the time. I actually had a good JMod friend, Mod Melee, and then I would constantly message him on Skype. Yes, I did say Skype. If that word does not bring back some memories, woo! It would have been so nice if Discord was before Ventrilo. Brings back more memories too. What about TeamSpeak? Am I like jabbing you all with some like nostalgic memories? TeamSpeak, Ventrilo, Skype, yeah. The old times, man. Old times. Okay, so I thought that my account was locked because of my VPN. And it didn't make it didn't make any sense at first because I was on old school RuneScape. And it was just RS3 that was having this issue. So my account on RS3 was completely locked. Error loading your profile, please contact customer support. And of course, when you see this, when you log on to Steam, you're like, okay, whatever. And 2021 was before the Jagex launcher. It was before, so I ended up. I'm like, okay, let me try the mobile app, right? Could not even get on the mobile app. Old school RuneScape was completely fine for me to log on, and I started to really panic and stuff. And I'm like, well, what is going on? So I ended up tweeting on Twitter. Yes, Twitter at the time. I ended up tweeting, and the customer support team finally got back saying, hey, we're experiencing some players. That was their initial response. So I just really went about my business, and I'm like, okay, it's going to be maybe a couple days or whatever. And then the forums started really piling in with people. And after that, I just pretty much started doing things on old school RuneScape. During this time period, I really wasn't playing RuneScape like a whole lot. I was actually taking advantage of my days off in Europe and going to travel. So RuneScape really wasn't in my like most best interests. But I did do some fishing on old school RuneScape. Did I show my stats on this video? I don't think I did. I wish I did though. But I know I was going. I think on RS3, I was going for 120 archaeology. Okay, so anyways, that was the first experience of this bad time, basically, pretty much, right? So that was March 12th, and you would think that it would be resolved in like a couple like days and stuff. I mean, it was a pretty big issue, believe it or not, like bigger than you all actually like really think. And if any of you guys' accounts were affected during this time period, definitely let me know, especially on Twitch. Definitely let me know too. I believe this was 6 months ago. 6 months ago, I actually couldn't get on RS3 using Steam for EXP Live because there was some type of like an issue with the Steam client, and Jagex ended up fixing it within a day. So that was March 12th. This is now March 23rd. So you're talking well beyond what just ended up happening. Oh boy. Mr. Cheddaroni gifting some Hooba Hooba subs. Thank you, Mr. Cheddaroni, also known as Moonshine Brother. Much love and appreciation. It just is absolutely crazy because this was actually becoming a very big issue now. A very big issue. And when I say a big issue, I mean a lot of people were freaking out entirely. Really freaking out. Because you got to remember, there were a lot of people out there that were only playing RS3. And I ended up showing my stats here because I'm like, is my account okay? You basically had RuneScape 3 clans be demolished. I'm a coordinator in a 130 plus clan. PvE hit. Today we had level 44 invite into our clan Citadel. Currently running around Citadel annoying, trying cap using offensive language. Okay, maybe this is like not related to the locking the account. What is this? I think that was just something funny that I found. Yeah, that's definitely not relatable to locked accounts. Otherwise, during this period, all I pretty much was doing was beefing up my old school RuneScape accounts. And I don't even think I showed my stats, which is a little annoying. Did I show my stats at all? I don't know why. My old school RuneScape account was definitely not beefed up at all right now. I have made so much progress on my old school RuneScape account. Maybe I'll be able to get a Maxscape finally, maybe in like a year or so. But, okay, so, yeah, over 10 days had gone by. It was pretty clear that there was a big issue regarding these locked accounts on RS3, and it was honestly getting even worse. Because as every single day went by, you had more and more people literally just posting constantly. And just really potentially maybe saying like, hey, did my account really get locked? Is my account really going to have the same stuff? And it is pretty crazy how it took Jagex nearly, let's see. It took Jagex nearly, oh boy. This just brings back a tremendous amount of old painful memories. It took Jagex nearly an entire month to go ahead and unlock all these accounts. And they ended up doing it in waves. My account was actually in the second wave. Jagex said, we're going to slowly unfreeze accounts, and we're going to be doing it in like certain amount of waves and stuff. And yeah, it's crazy. I had so much fear going through my body. It's not even funny. But from March 12 all the way to April 6, I was like in like a little mini depression. It was terrible. I mean, it's utterly terrible how a video game can essentially make you feel like this, but there are people out there that have had their accounts completely hijacked that have gone into severe depressions. And I mean, it's absolutely, tremendously terrible. But unfortunately, RuneScape is one of those games where you spend a lot of time, and in a blink of an eye, it can literally go bye-bye. And for the first time ever playing RuneScape, I actually experienced that. And it was a terrible experience. So the first thing I did when Jagex unlocked my account, love you guys so much. Mr. M God just subscribed with Prime. Thank you so much, Mr. M God. Love you guys. The first thing that I did when I had my account unlocked was checked to see if obviously all my items were there. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what you're going to do, right? And surprisingly, all of my items were down to the T. Some people said that they experienced like some of their bank items being jumbled or, like all, messed up. All my rare items were there. My beloved precious party hat was also there. And yeah, it was crazy. Even all my clue scrolls was also in my bank as well too. But it goes to show how one glitch in this server could literally be the scariest memory that you have ever had on this game. And what I felt during this period was just sheer sadness. I was also drinking a lot of European wine and a lot of German beer to cope with my sadness. Probably not the smartest thing to do. Probably should have really avoided that, but yeah, it also was not a good next morning as well. Let's see what some people on Twitch are actually saying as their worst experience, if anyone else had anything added. Miss 2021, scariest. Ooh, hang on one second. We do actually have a new scary memory from someone. Let's see. Scariest memory. What is wrong with this? Scariest moment was that you forgot you were in a PvP world back in 2008 and had all your gear on and stepped off the bank in Falador. Then people started attacking you. Luckily, you had food in your inventory and managed to survive, but your heart went through the roof. That is called a panic attack, and yes. Believe it or not, I have actually done that. However, I have never been attacked, and I was not in a very well-populated area, but I actually did do that, and I didn't have any expensive. So this was years ago, back in 2000 and I think 2010, right as I got done making one PvP World video. And it was one of the videos where I didn't die. I think it was PvP World number 9 or something. Might have been 9. It was very early. And I still had all my I was still skulled. I still had all my armor and my AGS equipped. And I was just walking around, and then I'm like, whoa. Luckily, nobody attacked me, but that is definitely a scary moment. Mr. Microfin? I butchered your name. I am the butcher of names. Give me that. Other scary memories. Mr. Cody, I think you remember something from 2021, 2000. There was a massive data lease of RuneScape accounts, popular expensive accounts, because they were steel. Hence, Jagex launcher was launched. You want to know what? That is probably most likely the reason. My scariest moment is probably why the Jagex launcher was launched. Even though I don't use the Jagex launcher, I've heard bad things about it. Even though I've heard really great things about it. But I know that once you link your accounts, you maybe can't use the Jagex launcher using Steam anymore. I'm not entirely sure. But it could, or you know, it could not. Love you too, Mr. Matthew. But let's see, Mr. Boss, God Wars getting hacked in 2011 and having your bank cleared was your worst. I'm pretty sure that's going to be in the comment section of this pod, is people that have unfortunately had their accounts hijacked and their bank obviously completely cleared of all their items. Now, of course, knock on wood, and I, of course, that has never happened to me, and I'm very blessed and very grateful. If you're one of those people watching this pod, or you're on Twitch right now, yeah, I mean that's a terrible experience. I mean, it's something that I cannot relate at all to that experience. I can just go ahead and tell you what maybe I would hypothetically do. Because, I mean, I'll go ahead and say this. March 12th, 2021, when I knew that my account was locked and that it was probably going to be a prolonged event. In my mind, I thought it was going to be a couple days, and I ended up saying to myself, you want to know what? I'm just going to take a break from doing archaeology on RS3. I'm just going to go ahead and do some old school RuneScape work as well. Because obviously, my old school RuneScape account is not locked, which means that my entire account is theoretically not messed up. It's only the RS3 that is kind of messed up in a way. So at least I have the luxury of doing old school RuneScape. But I'll say this, if my old school RuneScape account and my RS3 account was locked, that would give me an insane amount of anxiety, an insane amount of fear, and I would probably just avoid RuneScape entirely. Because I mean, by me being on one of my Iron Man accounts, I would just be too, like, I think, sad to really do so. And I remember having a conversation with someone years ago, ironically on Skype, back in 2011, and they were telling me how their account was completely hijacked, and even though they have a pure account, when they would play on their pure account, it would send just pure depression to them. And I never really truly understood that, but now I kind of really do. Looking back at my own experience when with Jagex locking my account, and also really thinking about it from a different angle, if my old school RuneScape account was locked a couple years ago along Forest 3, I would want to avoid RuneScape entirely. It would be terrible. Absolutely just devastating. But obviously, something that does take the cake is if your account truly has been hijacked. Having your account banned, though, now that's really a debatable one. And I did want to talk a little bit about that, and hopefully some people on Twitch can comment. Would getting your account banned be a worse memory? Because if you're, let's say hypothetically, you have not been targeted by some rogue J mods. And yes, some rogue J mods have happened. You know, I mean, you got to remember that J mods are people, just like you and me. They have no divine power. They're not spiritual people. A hooba 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 haba 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 too. They are just regular people. And there has been times where they have targeted certain people and have actually gone after their accounts. But let's say hypothetically that you were a naughty SOB and you actually did something that deserved a ban. So, if your account got banned and you deserved that ban, would that be a bad memory? In that instance, I would have probably no sympathy for you because you did something wrong. But would it be a terrible memory for you? I mean, you know you did something wrong. You know it's against the terms of service. You know that you're probably going to be reported or you're going to be caught. So therefore, you know that it's coming eventually. Many, many years ago, like when people would get caught for like autoing. Now I don't even is botting. I'm pretty sure botting is not even a bannable offense anymore. It used to be years ago. Oh, you got caught botting, ban, instant ban. You know, now it's like it's not even it's such like a lesser appealable option out there. But it's crazy how the rules have shifted. But let's say hypothetically that you were doing something highly illegal when it comes to the terms of service on RuneScape. Something highly illegal. You were bug abusing. You were glitch abusing. You were GP abusing. And you know that you're going to get caught. You know you were running a illegal gambling operation. You know that you're going to get caught. And then you go ahead and say, I'm going into a depression. This is the worst RuneScape. I honestly really don't have sympathy at that point to you. And I think that really is like completely different in a way than stuff like getting your account hijacked, getting your account locked from a cache leaked or something like that. Let's see. Getting my bank cleaned was enough to keep me from getting into RS3, but if I was false banned, I'd probably quit old school RuneScape as well. But a legit ban, I'd be mad only at yourself. That's what someone on Twitch said, Mr. Jad. So getting your bank cleaned, you're talking maybe potentially by staking, right? So, I mean, that would, in theory, if you compare that to PKing, having a bad PKing day, having a bad experience, yeah. I mean, absolutely. That would definitely count as a terrible RuneScape memory. Getting cleaned at the dueling arena, rest in peace. Getting cleaned by PKing, that would be a terrible experience. Falsely banned, that would be terrible as well. Okay, you were hacked. Gotcha. Yes, that is completely different than getting falsely banned and also getting banned when you know you should be banned. Terrible, absolutely terrible experience. But yeah, losing your bank at like a staking, DMing, PKing, that's definitely counts as a bad experience. Getting hijacked, falsely banned, especially if you're not someone like, and I say this respectfully, if you're not someone like me, if you're not someone who can maybe reach out to some friends or some people, and say, hey, there is something going on here, especially like, so I actually don't even know why I didn't even consider this, but I think this is actually a good talking point to really end this pod on. So, hypothetically, if NightmareRH was not NightmareRH in the sense of a content creator, and NightmareRH was just a typical average RuneScapian out there, right? And let's say March 12th came around, and I had no way to, I had no one to really contact. I had no way to really, like tweet at, people. I had no way to really message some people. And I was just an average RuneScapian. The amount of fear and anxiety that you probably felt during that time frame back in 2021 for about a month was pretty terrible. And I never actually really thought about that until now. But yeah, if my account was falsely banned, Mr. Jado, and if I was an average RuneScapian on this game, I would be in utter panic mode. Absolutely panic mode. Now, if my account was falsely banned by a rogue Jag mod, I'd be making content and I'd be posting stuff nonstop, just like people before in the past have, and it's worked in their favor, because if you're a rogue Jag mod, you gotta be sent to the gallows, brother or sister. You gotta leave. We can't be having that in the Jagex headquarters. No way. No way. No. But otherwise, yeah, if I was the average RuneScapian, I think I would have probably drank 3 times as much. Oh yeah. If looking back at that experience, if I was just, if I wasn't a content creator, I would have definitely been depressed, like, significantly more. But that was my scariest thing, that is scariest experience, moment, memory that's ever physically happened to me on this game. It wasn't a dream, it was reality. And even though I have had RuneScape nightmares, no pun intended, where I have woken up and I had to log on to RuneScape because I thought my party hat got stolen, or I died with my party hat on, or something ended up happening, it's a completely different feeling, because I knew that that was just a dream. This was reality, which is 10 times worse. Mr. Shadow on Twitch, you'd love to see more RS3 content from me. We're going to be starting some RS3 pods here very shortly. Probably maybe next week. I want to show you guys finally what I do on RS3 when it comes to retirement. Even though I consider, if I do get back into long streaming, there's going to be a lot of things that I need to do on RS3, so I think that's going to make it a lot easier for me to do stuff on RS3, or for me to pretty much, like, get back into the rhythm of doing stuff. But, yeah, there's a lot of new bosses on RS3. I'm probably going to get my, my ass pounded, but at the same time, it's going to be good to really pod about, and it's going to be good to definitely stream about. But I'm going to leave the pod here on this closing note. Definitely let me know about the scariest RuneScape memory you've ever had, and how did it make you feel? Did you have, like, a mini depression where you ended up drinking to try to cope with it? Now, when I say drinking, all joking aside, I'm not talking about being an alcoholic, but I am talking about, instead of playing RuneScape at night, well, screw it, let me just go ahead and have a couple beers and just, go to the bar. I'm talking about like that. Because if I wasn't at the bar, I probably would have been just in front of my laptop, Probably still be having a couple German beers and playing RuneScape as well. Oh, well. Anyways, I love you all. Thank you for subscribing. And definitely follow me on Twitch because we're going to be ramping up live streamings, especially for these pods. And I will see you guys Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. New pods. Make sure to turn on notification bell. Later.